What's up, guys? It's Mama S again, and today we're making blondies. So in this first clip, you will see all the ingredients that is needed. The only thing that's missing is the flour. You take all-purpose flour. You'll see it later. I'll show you in the video. But for now, what we have here is melted butter, light and white sugar, or white sugar and brown sugar. We have white chocolate chips, and then we have 3 eggs and some vanilla extract. You will see that the eggs, it looks broken down, so you're actually going to need 2 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk for the recipe. And then you're going to see that I'm skimming off the foam from the top, if you will. It makes for a better brownie. It becomes like more chewy and more moisturized. If you know, you know. So I took a moment to clean up the dishes that I had made. You know, if you clean while you're cooking, you won't have no dishes by the time you're done. So that's exactly what I did. And then we're going to move on to make the recipe. Now, as the butter is melted, you're gonna add the sugar that we had in the bowl, and you're gonna mix it until it's creamy and incorporated. So I want to apologize for the speed that's in this video. While I was recording it, I thought that it was recording at the normal speed. Unfortunately, it was recording at time lapse, so it's sped like completely up. And so I had to slow it down right now. But anyways, you get the gist of this video. As you can see, I added the 2 whole eggs, the egg yolk, and the vanilla extract, and I'm mixing it as well so that it could be creamy and incorporated as well. If y'all want to do this recipe, please remember I have the recipe down below. I'll give you the exact measurements. Trust me, if you try it just how I do it, you will be in complete love with this recipe because it is so creamy, so chewy, and it tastes so good. I've had personally somebody who's not a fan of white chocolate, and she just loves my white chocolate. Right here, you'll see the flour and some salt. And we also have baking powder in here so that we could mix it up. And we're gonna add it. When you add it into the bowl, you cannot add it all in one swoop. You have to do it in portions. So therefore, you just take a little bit, you mix it in, and then once that's mixed in well, you go and you add more until everything or all the flour is incorporated. So as I said before, you don't want to add all the flour in at once. You want to break it down and mix it in little by little, and that's what I did. This is the 3rd time that I had added flour and started to mix. So now that everything is all mixed in well, I'm cleaning up my mess again. And after I cleaned that up, I added the white chocolate chips and I mixed that in. Please make sure that when you mix in the chocolate chip, you gotta make sure that it's mixing correctly, because you want every piece of the brownie to have some white chocolate chips in it. Trust me, it'll be awesome. If you're a fan of chocolate chip, you can add a little bit more, but not too much, because if you do, then it'll stiffen the batter more than what it needs to be. So while I was mixing this, I had called Papa Chef in. And if you could remember in my previous video, he tried to make the blondies by himself and the batter wasn't right. So I had him try it and he was like, it's all right. So that's the smirky voice. I was like, you just can't let me have it. You just have to warm me up. And that's what that was. But then I took some extra olive oil spray. I put it on the pan over here, and after I put it in the pan, I took like a square piece of parchment paper to put it on top of that. You don't have to do this. This is optional. When you put the parchment paper in, you could just put the brownie in the pot. I like doing it because it's easier to clean up, and also it's easier to pull the brownies out of the pan, and then you can cut it up and put it however you want. So this is like just my preference. You don't have to do it. So this next step is me putting the batter in, and you will see that it's a little thick. That's how it needs to be to make the brownies. But you very much need to make sure that the brownie mixture is leveled out and evened out correctly. Otherwise, you'll have a thicker brownie on one side and a shorter brownie on the other, or thinner brownie on the other. I also decided to add more white chocolate chips because, you know, I just did. You know, that's my preference, but that's completely optional as well. Once you're done leveling out the batter, you put it in the oven for about 25 to 35 minutes. The rule of thumb here is trust your nose. When you smell it, it's done. And here's the ending product. It's supposed to look like this because, again, they're blondies.